let's touch a little bit about what's the benefit to the employer in the business.
Yeah, so the employer, there's like a lot more. Honestly, there's a lot more to an employer. And there are things that you wouldn't recognize before. Like I said, from an employer point of view, if I was just a software development company, I would want to have that partnership with the vendor that I'm putting my application on. I want to be, even if I'm really not selling their stuff or doing anything, I'm building my application on top of their platform. I have a dependency on their platform. I should be a partner of that platform so that we begin to share each other's mutual concerns about uptime and availability and performance and capacity and security and all those things. I want to be able to see that. So that's step one from an employer. Step two, the way that I approach it, is really kind of the next step, which is, in order to prove that I have that relationship, I also have to show that I have some foundational knowledge, that I meet a certain level. And if I have that foundational knowledge and I have that certain level, that shows me to the vendor that I can do that. Now, those are vendor-related things. As an employer, I love being able to say, here's our expected standard. And when we talk about our expected standard is every engineer in our organization must pass AZ 103 or AZ 203, and now it's AZ 104 and 204. We have an expected standard that every engineer in the organization has that. And it's not because we have to do it. It's not that we want to do it. It's not that we get extra money for it. It's nothing like that. What it is it's really around the realm of proving out that to the vendor, in this case, Microsoft around Azure, proving to the vendor that we can meet the minimum expectations for someone who can take that, and that we've committed our employees and our staff to growing that foundational knowledge. We have the same experience and same relationship with AWS. We have the same relationship with Google, but that then can shift to that. Another thing that is awesome is that as an employer now, it gives me a level playing field. As an employer, I can look at it and say, I have person A and person B. They both work 40 hours a week. They both close their tickets in under the 1 hour that we would expect them to, or they both deliver their consulting engagements on time, on budget. They do their status reports. Everything's awesome. What's the distinguishing factor in that case? Well, if there's two people and they're doing everything equally, a distinguishing factor might be certifications. And it isn't much. It's a little bit, but it's a little bit of extra distinguishing characteristic that says, not only have I done all this, but now I've done another thing. We set the level playing field. And once we set the level playing field, then we can evaluate accordingly. It's hard to say person one has one certification and person two has 7 certifications. And how do they look? Well, they start at the same time. They both do the same job. They're in the same role. One person has 7, one person has 1. From a capabilities point of view, so someone's dedicated a lot more, whether it be outside time or time inside of the organization, or they're using it better, but they're proving that knowledge across a spectrum of exams. It's kind of the college degree, and college, I always tell people, you're talking to a guy who has master's degrees, so I will tell people college doesn't necessarily teach you anything. What it does is it shows that you're willing to put the time and effort in to complete something. That's kind of along the same lines of put the time and effort in to study something, research something, learn something, certify on something, and then renew over time. And that's valuable to an employer because that now tells me what your work ethic is.
Thank you for watching Stratum's Cloud Interrupted. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like, and share this video.